Boom, and we're back. It's Shay Douglas here from Earth Heroes TV, and I'm with Souvereign, and we've got an exciting announcement as the sun's going down over there in Bali, Indonesia, and we're really excited because next week we've got an exciting interview. We've got Dr. David Martin. He's going to be joining us live on the platform to look at, if you don't know who Dr. David Martin is, over the last 12 months, you might have been sleeping under a rock or something. I'm not quite sure, but he has been in this film that's just been released 12 months ago, and it's probably one of the most popular films in the world due to the the secrecy of it. It's been hidden across many platforms and many places, and to find it, you have to walk through different tunnels and go through different web links, and you'll find it on some mysterious platforms. But I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say its name, but it's a great documentary, and it's one that I highly recommend. I heard recently from the director that it's been watched over 1 billion times. Would you believe a documentary within 12 months being watched over 1 billion times? It's very relevant, which is the key factor here, and Dr. David Martin is one of the key features in that film, and he's going to be discussing not just only parts of the film, but what he's been up to today in conjunction with the release of that film, and how really the events in the film unravel to show us what we can do to be truly living fully alive. I'm really excited Sovereign's here to join me because he's been instrumental in his own channel and a lot of great contact with his wife, Kimmy. But Sovereign, maybe you could fill us in a little bit more on this fantastic man who's just embracing humanity and really living in integrity to open our eyes up to the possibilities of what life can be like if we choose to live in this extraordinary world we find ourselves in this time on planet Earth.
Yeah, so good. Thanks, Shay. And so excited to continuously collaborate with you and this amazing platform, Earth Heroes TV, to get these seminal voices, these speakers of truth, really, and reason and sanity, to bring them onto the platform. And I've just been very fortunate over the past year and a half in the lead up to the World Health Sovereignty Summit to come across all of these amazing names and people that were willing to really put their reputation on the line for truth, for health sovereignty, for natural freedoms. And over the course of the journey with the project that led into being Reclaim Your Lives, I had the privilege to sit in on the mastermind meetings because I was doing all the tech stuff in the back end. And so it was very relevant for me to be informed and stay up to date with what was all happening with all the different specialists that we had in this mastermind group that still, of course, exists because they're all still talking to each other. And Dr. David Martin was just one of those very special people that amongst their own peer group, so to speak, were meeting every Tuesday. And it was just really amazing to be able to be of support and to be in service of their voice and helping them in the capacities that I've had to just reach further and to allow for that voice of truth to stand tall and to stand firm. And it's been as I said, it's been a privilege and also a great opportunity to learn so much more of what it really takes, because it really takes something. It really takes something not only to stand in one's own truth and to speak for that, but it also takes something to know your truth and then get it out there. And so earlier this year, through the Reclaim Your Lives platform, Sasha Stone initiated the Focus on Fauci event, and I was kind of like the mechanic in the background, making sure that that was going to be put on the world stage, so to speak. It was an epic success, and all of that content still lives on Earth Heroes TV and under Dr. Martin's channel. I am very sure that it's going to be living there shortly. But through that process, I got to work a little bit closer with Dr. Martin's partner, Kim, and really supporting them in some of the elements that were just like, oh gosh, you also have to deal with it. You're not just a voice for truth and reason, and then you also have to figure out how people can connect, how people can stay on mailing lists or join mailing lists. And I've just been really privileged, and it really just feels like an honor for me to be able to serve in that capacity, and having supported so many other seminal voices and truth speakers. It's just great. It's just and it's so relevant. And so I look very much forward to bringing Dr. David Martin onto Earth Heroes TV next week for our live interview. And it will be a great reconnaissance for me, because the beautiful thing about relating with these people is that you only really meet them in the flesh if it's relevant. If you only meet them on the screen when there's something of dear relevance going on. And that is such a great thing that we've got that planned for next week. So back to you, Shay.
Awesome, Sovereign. Yeah, look, really appreciate and just acknowledge, your mastery on the tech end and also in the human relating, and it shows, the practice of feeling-based relating really draws intimate connection with amazing other human beings who are standing firm in their standing, and they know who they are, they know what their purpose is, they know why they're here, they know where they are on planet Earth, and they're moving forward with this grace, because every step they take, they're really embodying in themselves what they've been brought here to do. And I see that in you, and I see that in the life that Dr. David Martin lives. And this is just an absolute privilege and a joy and an honor. I'm really quite excited, actually. I do get the tingly feelings in myself, rise, because what I really feel is significant in this conversation, and the approach that someone like Dr. David Martin has in delivering this message is ultimately really understanding that this moment in time, this moment in history, of human history, we're at a precipice point, and that we get to choose the narrative that we follow. And Dr. David Martin's offers a really beautiful solution and plan for humanity to move forward that is equal and honoring and serving of the people, that brings us joy and excitement and thrills to our lives. And he's done that through his life, meeting his wife down in Antarctica and traveling across the world and helping serve other people and living their life to their ultimate capacity. And so it's an absolute honor to really just receive the messages that this man has to share with the world right now, even through the work that he's done in really exploring the technologies to find the truth of what's going on and serve the people, all us. We decipher what's really going on and make those informed decisions moving forward that is going to serve not only our lives but our community's lives at this point in time.
So good, Shay, and so spot on.
I just wanted to acknowledge. So, yeah, thanks, Sovereign. We got a couple of comments coming in. Soulful Enthusiasm is going to be joining us on the 3rd of November. She's heading off for tonight, and then we also got a couple of other peers out. Sovereign, I know you got something to share with us, a little clip. Was there anything else that you wanted to share before we get wrapped up and ready for next week?
Yeah, what I feel that is so in alignment with both Earth Heroes TV and where the correlation and really the symbiosis of what I call mind song, but really perceptive orientation towards a world and a humanity where humanity is put back into humans, is something that Earth Hero stands for. And to bring Dr. David Martin on as an Earth Hero really onto the platform is just super exciting. And I have a feeling that by being able to share all of his content and being able to share that out with context, we're able to really assist people in finding their own inner truth, finding their own inner power to live their own life to the fullest, especially during a time when we're really getting a great opportunity to make some radical choices. And as many know, part of the Brave New Life community, that invitation, but also that inspiration to really have people choose for themselves what it is that they want to see. I personally feel, from everything that I have gleaned and absorbed from Dr. David Martin, there's a perspective that he offers that is very unique and it's very thorough. And his credentials are not something that I feel that we need to roll out here, but I think that we benefit sharing this little clip that is part of the indoctrination, demic, and the plan. If you put those words together, you could probably re-engineer that to a suitable title that I don't necessarily want to just tout here on all the platforms that may not necessarily feel where the algorithms aren't necessarily in bioresonance with what we are wanting to really share, but also expose. And I think that this clip is just a beautiful acknowledgement of the man that we are about to engage with next week on the 3rd of November. And we're going to be talking about new things. We're going to be talking about very recent updates. And I feel that that's just something that really benefits being listened into, so that people can take solace, they can take bravery, they can take inspiration, they can actually properly inform themselves of what is going on. The title for next week is The Secret Plan. And so I think we'll jump to the overlay and then into this video clip. But back to you first, Shay.
Legend. Thanks, Souvereign. Super excited for this one. Hope you guys enjoy this little clip, and we'll see you all next week.
I'm the developer of Linguistic Genomics, which was the first platform on which you could determine the intent of communication rather than the literal artifact of communication. But we've also used that technology for a number of other applications in defense and intelligence and finance. And most notably, in the early 2000s, my company was responsible for bringing down what was at the time one of the largest tax frauds in U.S. history. We maintained a series of inquiries into every individual, every organization, and every company that is involved in anything that either blurs the line of biological and chemical weapons or crosses that line in any of 168 countries. In 1999, there were 1 million patents digitized by IBM. And those 1 million patents were the first time human innovation had been put into an electronic digital searchable format. We took that information and we did a very simple exercise using our linguistic genomics technology, where I made the horrific assessment that approximately 1/3 of all patents filed in the United States were functional forgeries, meaning that while they had linguistic variations, they actually covered the same subject matter. In 1999, patents on coronavirus started showing up, and thus began the rabbit trail.
March 2003, panic grips Hong Kong as a deadly new virus sweeps through the city.
In 2003, the Center for Disease Control saw the possibility of a gold strike, and that was the coronavirus outbreak that happened in Asia. They saw that a virus they knew could be easily manipulated was something that was very valuable, and in 2003 they sought to patent it. And they made sure that they controlled the proprietary rights to the disease, to the virus, and to its detection, and all of the measurement of it. We know that Anthony Fauci, that Ralph Baric, that the Center for Disease Control, and the laundry list of people who wanted to take credit for inventing coronavirus were at the hub of this story. From 2003 to 2018, they controlled 100% of the cash flow that built the empire around the industrial complex of coronavirus.
The World Health Organization has officially named the novel coronavirus
the novel coronavirus outbreak.
The coronavirus
The World Health Organization has
is a
declared
pandemic.
An international public health emergency.
While we know that the coronavirus manipulation started with Dr. Ralph Baric in 1999.
The major characteristics of SARS, MERS, and SARS coronavirus 2. It's a good way for you.
Ralph Baric is the researcher at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, who's famous for his chimeric coronavirus research. In 2002, there was a recognition that the coronavirus was seen as an exploitable mechanism for both good and ill. On April the 25th, 2003, the U.S. Center for Disease Control filed a patent on the coronavirus transmitted to humans. Under 35 U.S. Code Section 101, nature is prohibited from being patented. Either SARS coronavirus was manufactured, therefore making a patent on it legal, or it was natural, therefore making a patent on it illegal. If it was manufactured, it was a violation of biological and chemical weapons, treaties, and laws. If it was natural, filing a patent on it was illegal. In either outcome, both are illegal. In the spring of 2007, the CDC filed a petition with the Patent Office